Alright guys, it's day one of the engine pull. Got the hood off. I'm going to leave the grill guard and the grill and the core support, pull everything else. Fenders, inner fenders, radiator. And of course I got to get to all this stuff. It's a lot easier once you get these fenders and inner fenders off to get back there, to get the exhaust and get to this, that, and the other. I'm not going to film it step by step. I will hit the highlights. Like I said, this is day one, so it's about 4 o'clock, maybe a little after 4 o'clock in the evening. I ain't been home long. Let's see what time it is. Yes, can you see that? 4:40. Damn, time flies. Well, it's 4 o'clock when I got started, but anyway, it's 4:40. I'll probably work another hour or so out here. I'll show you how much I got done. Start with a battery. Alright guys, I've been out here about an hour now. Finally got this inner fender loose from the outer fender here. So we're ready to take this outer fender off. Now there's quite a few bolts down through here. Let's see, 4. And I want to say there's a hidden bolt that I might have a hard time getting to. I think there's one right up under here. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how I'm going to get this bezel off and work my way in there. Then of course up here you got one on top with some shims. You got one right behind the door, usually with some shims. There's one right up on the bottom. And that one sometimes has shims under it too. So usually on the front, I don't think I've ever seen any shims on these front ones. But I have had issues with these bolts down here at the bottom, right there. When this thing gets rusty, which this ain't been bad rusty. The only thing I found that was rusty on it really is the battery tray. But I did have to cut off a bolt on this running board. It was long, and I almost was able to thread the nut off of it, but I ended up just taking my little grinder there and chopping it off. But probably gonna take these running boards off anyway. I broke this one on this side the other day in the hayfield, so it's hanging down. So I may end up taking it off just to keep from having it. Either that or I may leave them on the door, I don't know. Probably take them off the back though. But probably take them off both. Ain't never really been fun running boards. I'd much rather have Nerf bars. But anyway, that's what we're working on, and hopefully got the radiator drained. Of course I got everything off the center fender. And the heater hoses and all are off. So today my plan is to get this fender off, and tomorrow I'm going to work on the other side, and hopefully by Saturday we'll be ready to pull it. See, today's Tuesday, tomorrow Wednesday, Thursday, get the engine undone. May pull it Friday, I don't know, depending on what's going on Friday. But we'll work on the engine and radiator and all Friday, get it ready. Exhaust is always a pain. But hopefully Saturday we'll be ready to pull it and install the other one. So keep watching, and give you an update when I get this off. Okay guys, got this bezel off. And you look right here, there's one there, and that attaches this panel here, this valance panel. And you got one way up there. Hope you can see it. Can't really tell if you can or not, but anyway, put my finger on it. Right there. Them's the ones that's a pain in the butt. As you can and will bend that one down there. Hopefully won't have no trouble, but that's not usually my case. Okay guys, to make more room I just pulled the light bulbs out with the holders. I had to loosen up a couple of screws here. Yeah, maybe I loosened that too much, but anyway, it's hard to get the spring back here in the back. So anyway, now you got wide open clearance. Shouldn't be no problem. 1/2 inch wrench. Plenty of room. Works better with two hands, so I'll keep you posted. Okay guys, so I lied. There's actually two bolts down here that connects this valance panel to the outer fender. And luckily, these bolts are real clean. I think it's a Texas truck. So now I'm just taking a 10mm wrench and I'm getting on these, on these little captive nuts here. Oh shit, I knocked the other one off. Lord, I'll never find it down there in that mess unless it hit on that. Anyway, you want to kind of take this off to keep from damaging it. And so it's going to take two hands, but anyway, just pull this forward and slide it back. There's a little tab right across here that connects these two. So you're going to have to pull back and slide out. Alright, so I'm going to be real careful and pull on these. Not scrape your paint. I ain't really worried about it, but if you are worried about it, you're going to take your time. You got to pull it enough to get the little hickeys out of the holders. Bend it back and slide it off. You can see these tabs right here. That's what connects these two pieces, keeps them from coming apart. One at the top, one at the bottom. So a little bit difficult, but as much as this trim costs, taking your time save a lot of money. Alright guys, according to my calculations, all bolts are out, and I should be able to just ease this thing right off here. Okay. Well, this might be the issue. That damn bumper. That bumper's a little bit of a pain. But just ease it forward and get it out of the way. Alright, now the inner fender. Just lift up and off. Greasy. Greasy, greasy. Alright, let's show you what's going on. Look at that wasp nest. This is how many shims I had. 2 on the top, 1 at the door, and 2 on the bottom. That's pretty damn good. You can tell them's original GM panels too, because they got some weight to them. And I only burnt 1 bolt and rounded that one off, and that was that bottom bolt I always have issues with. Right down here. They were on the Project Diesel truck. I ended up having to take a torch and cut these bolts off because the inner nut broke free. But if I have as much luck with that fender as I did with this one, it's going to be no problem. Now, I know some of y'all thinking, why in the world go to all the trouble of pulling the fenders off this thing? Well, it's a whole lot easier to get in here and work on it. You can pull this motor without pulling any fenders off. Just take a radiator out and all that. You can pull it. But you're going to be straining your back, hunkered over the top, hunkered over the fenders, trying to get up in there. To me, it's worth taking an extra hour or 2 to pull the fenders. Take your time. Don't scratch nothing. You know, unless your bolts are just rusted slapping too. Then I could see, you know, on the other truck that I pulled the motor, this 383 out of, we just unbolted this bolt, this bolt, this bolt, and those 2 bolts in the front, and those 3 over there, and pulled the whole clip off. You can do that. You have to take the bumper off to do that though. I don't want to take the bumper off. It's a pain in the butt to get these bumpers on and off these things. So that's why I'm doing it slow way. I ain't no hurry, got plenty of time. It's under shelter. It's beautiful out here. It's in the 70s. I wish the wind was blowing a little bit more. It's kind of stale. But so tomorrow, all this junk comes off. These inner fender comes off, and we'll work on getting this air compressor off and over there out of the way. Besides putting the motor in, I've got to replace this line right here. I've got one already. It goes to this hydrovactor. It goes from the hydrovactor to the pump. What the hell am I saying? Steering box down here. And I'm gonna replace this blower motor, which is no problem. I've got one of those. The thing sounds like it's got a bad bearing in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. And I want to retain cruise control because it still works. I'm going to try to retain as much as I can on this engine. Yep, but other than that, she's out of here. Of course, I'm dreading the exhaust. That's always the hardest part, getting the exhaust bolts out without wringing them off, or I ain't saving them, so I ain't really worried about it. But alright guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for day 2 tomorrow. Please rate and comment.